Welcome to Oracle TV. My name is Kendall Fire, and I am the head of Oracle Video, and I have a little side gig here as Oracle TV anchor.
And I'm Fritz Nelson, Senior Vice President of Oracle Content Operations, and I also serve as Kendall's co-anchor on Oracle TV.
That's right, and we are here to bring you all of the top takeaways from Oracle CloudWorld Tour Dubai 2025. Fritz, this is my first time in Dubai.
What are some of your first impressions? What'd you do? What'd you see?
Everything's been very cool. The hospitality has been great. Everybody here is so nice. We went and saw the Burj Khalifa, which I have to bring up because it's the tourist thing to do, and okay, it was really cool.
Yeah, it's big, right?
It's real big.
When you climbed up to the top, were you tired, a little out of breath?
I was, just because I scaled it with one arm tied behind my back, but other than that, pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, so much has changed here in this city. I was here 5 years ago, and it's almost like a brand new city. So much building, so much innovation, which I guess we'll hear a little bit about.
We absolutely will. And speaking of, we have some amazing conversations to bring you today. We're going to be talking about all of the top takeaways from CloudWorld Tour Dubai, including our announcements around OCI and how we're scaling to meet our customer demands, especially here in the UAE, as well as multi-cloud. We're talking about multi-cloud these days. We're going to talk about that here today, and the innovations with OCI to really help with AI.
Yes, and speaking of AI, we'll be chatting about some of the latest innovations across Fusion Cloud applications like autonomous work and AI agents.
That's right, and of course we'll give you some updates on Oracle Database, including our new announcement around Oracle Exadata X11M, as well as Database 23 AI and generative development.
And we couldn't be doing any of this if we didn't sit down to hear from some of our favorite customers here in the UAE.
That's right, and hey, we want to hear from you too. So if you attended Oracle CloudWorld Tour Dubai, tell us what were some of your top takeaways. Tell us what you enjoyed from the event. And hey, if you didn't attend, that's okay too. Tell us what you're excited about to hear from our conversations today, or just use the comments to ask any questions you may have.
Yeah, we look forward to the discussion, but I say let's get into it.
Let's do it. All right, we're back, and to kick off our broadcast here today from Oracle CloudWorld Tour Dubai 2025, we are with Greg Pavlik, Executive Vice President of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, Data, and AI. Greg, thank you so much for being here with us.
Great to be here.
It's exciting to be in Dubai. This is my first time.
This is my second time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not quite a neophyte, but it's great.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Now, you came off the keynote stage earlier. Can you, for anybody who may have missed it, can you give us just a brief recap of your top message today?
Yeah, I think we want to make sure that everybody understands that OCI is changing the dynamics of the cloud industry. Mm-hmm. We're focused obviously on scale, but when we think about scale, it's not just large regions, it's ubiquitous presence globally. The other thing we've focused a lot on is modularity, right? So we're in the position where we came into the cloud game with a second mover advantage to kind of think about how to build the cloud so that it could be distributed differently than other hyperscalers.
Right.
And we've created something called a dedicated region, which we are now able to shrink down into a very small footprint of only 3 racks. And that's really deployable in anyone's data center anywhere in the globe. The third thing is AI.
Yeah.
We want to make sure everybody understands that our AI strategy is differentiated. It's focused on enterprise and governments, and it's focused on supporting sovereign needs of regions like the UAE.
Right. Okay, so we're going to hit on all of that. But first I want to talk about scale. I understand why customers would want to scale up and scale out, but let's talk about scaling down with dedicated region. Tell us a little bit more about that and the benefits.
Well, there's lots of reasons you'd want a dedicated region. So, many cases, you've got sensitive data that's within your data center, and it's just not feasible to bring it out of the data center into the cloud. We're able to bring the cloud to the data.
Okay.
Right? That's number one. Number two, we have regulatory restrictions in a lot of markets. And in order to serve those markets, and many times the regulators just won't allow applications or deployments into the public cloud. Dedicated region solves that problem. You get the full power of the cloud. All of our services, 100% of OCI, delivered into a private data center. So you get complete control for all the privacy, all the data sovereignty, and all the dimensions around security that come up in a lot of these regulatory environments.
So let's actually talk about that as an example here in the UAE. What are you hearing from customers about the benefits they're going to achieve with this?
I think UAE has been a really strong region for dedicated regions. Data sovereignty is a big theme, regulatory compliance, and just control of the infrastructure. It's not just data, it's also applications. So a lot of times go into a telco, for example, they have a lot of application infrastructure and they want the cloud to be close to their investments.
Right.
We solve that problem for them. We allow them to bring the cloud into their world and control the cloud. And in the case of the Alloy configuration, we are allowing them to actually operate it themselves if they choose to.
Right. Okay, you also mentioned another big topic of conversation being multi-cloud. Let's talk about that. That's we would call that scaling out as we talk about scale here. First question is, I just want to take this kind of high level. A lot of people are like, what is multi-cloud? Because they haven't really heard that phrasing, right? So what is multi-cloud and what are the benefits of multi-cloud?
So multi-cloud is just the reality of where the industry is at. If you go back 8-10 years, you talk to a customer, a large customer, and they say, hey, I'm going to make a strategic cloud selection. It's the only cloud I'm going to use. Once people got into the reality of doing cloud deployments and having to deal with considerations around the differentiated capabilities in clouds, different kinds of applications that were available, all that went out the window.
Right.
So you never really see a customer anymore who's using only one cloud.
Right.
Usually it's 2, 3, 4 clouds that are a part of their strategic portfolio. What we've done with multi-cloud is said, we recognize that's reality, and rather than make it hard to use the clouds together, our investment strategy is to make it really easy to use them together. Go from walled gardens to give you kind of a seamless connective tissue so you can use the best of OCI together with Azure, together with Amazon, together with Google.
So you just named our current multi-cloud partnerships. What does the future look like for multi-cloud with Oracle?
Well, I think we've launched the OCI data services in these inside the other hyperscaler clouds. You can use them seamlessly as if they were native to each of those cloud providers. I think we're going to see a big push into global deployments, and then we'll probably diversify into a broader range of services and capabilities so you can get OCI increasingly anywhere.
Exciting, very exciting for our customers, and we've been hearing a lot about that. Let's get into AI infrastructure. Again, that was kind of your third big point there. What is our enterprise AI strategy?
So I think the key term you used there is enterprise AI.
Yes.
And really what makes us different than everyone else in the industry is we are focused on bringing the latest and greatest of generative AI and making it viable for the enterprise. Because if you think about it, this technology was built for social media, it was built for search applications, very, very different. These are all legit, very good businesses,
right? But
very different than the enterprise or government context.
Right.
So where Oracle's really focused on is at every layer of the stack, really adapting and growing this AI ecosystem so that it works well in the enterprise. Now, our key differentiator there, in my opinion, is the fact that we've got the world's largest SaaS portfolio running on top of OCI. We're plumbing generative AI into all those applications, and that pressure of just, hey, these scenarios need to work, they need to work consistently, they need to be effective for all these patterns and workflows that are more typical of what you see in the enterprise is kind of the secret sauce that we kind of bring to the table that we can start to change the game in terms of how generative AI works for businesses.
Gosh, it's like you know these questions I was going to ask.
That's what I do every day.
Right.
But it's also, it is, I think, the thing that makes us unique and different and super valuable for our partners and customers.
Truly. Now, I want to talk a little bit about our partnership with NVIDIA. Anyone can buy GPUs from NVIDIA, but what is our differentiator or advantage there? Yeah,
I think when you hear people talk about buying GPUs, the truth is you never just buy a GPU. Or you never buy sets of GPUs. You have to have them in a configuration where there's an ultra low latency cluster with all the network interconnect and all the high volume, high throughput file system optimizations that are required to run these kind of generative AI workloads. So yes, GPUs are the center of the equation, and then they're table stakes to process all the training data for the models. But it's really the combination of the GPUs, the ultra-low latency networking work that we've been doing for the last 20 years, and optimizations that we've been doing also at the file system level. And those, the network work that we've done goes all the way back to our early Exadata days, early distributed and parallel database investments. One of the reasons we're so differentiated in this space is we've been doing it in a focused way for so long.
Do you have any examples of a customer using these innovations and this technology to really drive their own AI innovations?
In CloudWorld last year, we talked about the fact that Grok 2 from XAI was built on top of OCI.
Right.
And even yesterday, Larry Ellison was at the White House talking about the partnership that we're developing with OpenAI.
Right.
And the reason these partnerships are coming together is because we have this supercluster capability that takes the GPUs, but it adds all this other necessary elements to build a platform that really is becoming kind of the standard approach to how you do generative AI training in the industry.
Scaling up. That's we did scaling down, scaling out, scaling up.
Very, very large clusters.
Yes, very large. Okay, final question, kind of topic area here. We're building hundreds of data centers around the world. Why are we doing that, and how will that benefit our customers, for example, like those we're talking to here in the UAE?
Yeah, I mean, this is really straightforward. The reason we're building data centers is customer demand.
Yeah.
And we want to bring the technology into the region. We want to bring OCI to the customer as close as the customer needs it to their applications, their data, and to their compliance requirements. So the public regions are spreading like wildfire, including in the Middle East and Africa. And also the dedicated regions, the Alloy concept, we're deploying these now all across the Middle East, including here in the UAE.
How will this address their data sovereignty needs?
Well, they have complete control over their data. We're bringing the cloud to them, and they can keep everything within the boundaries of their own data center with their own governance.
That's great. Well, Greg, I so appreciate it. Congratulations on an awesome CloudWorld tour here in Dubai, and we look forward to talking to you next time.
Thanks. Good to see you again.
All right, we are going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because right after that, Fritz will be sitting down with Du. Run Oracle Database in any cloud so you can bring AI to your data anywhere. Develop AI-powered apps, use cutting-edge Gen AI features like vector search, and modernize your apps with Oracle Database running in every popular cloud platform: OCI, AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. That means you run your workloads where you see fit with built-in AI, high availability, and the leading performance you expect from Oracle Database. See what you'll be able to do at oracle.com/multicloud.
I'm joined by Jasim Al Awadi, the Chief ICT Officer for Du. It's nice to see you again, Jasim. Last time we were together at CloudWorld in Las Vegas, and now we're here on your home turf.
Thank you so much, and welcome to United Arab Emirates and Dubai, and hopefully you will enjoy your time here in Dubai.
Yes, absolutely. So just to start out, for our audience, can you tell us what Du is, what services it provides, including ICT?
Du is a telecommunication company that was established in 2007. We are offering voice and data services for our consumer and enterprise base. In 2016, we started exploring beyond the core services. From there, the ICT department was created, which is headed by me now. And we started offering cloud services, data center co-location, IoT, advanced applications, robotics, and all the excitement that wraps the technology industry is being served by us.
Now, when I got to the airport here, I got this, I don't know if you can see that, this little SIM card, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
But the traditional telecommunications business is pretty competitive.
Yeah.
So you started talking about some of the other things that Du is providing. How do some of these solutions help you compete in such a crowded market?
Before I answer your question, I would like to talk about the SIM card.
Oh, okay. Do I need to give it back?
No. Part of our strategy and obligation toward the country to make anyone that comes to UAE happy with a remarkable sentiment that he will never forget. And this is a small gesture that is between us and GDRFA for the people who visit UAE. It's part of our culture. You need to give to people. So this is a small gift from us to all the visitors to UAE.
All right, well, I appreciated it.
Thank you so much. When it comes to our offerings, as you have rightfully said, ICT space and the tech space is an extremely competitive space. It's not an easy space that you can compete in. That's why we are working really hard to elevate our technology stack in order for it to be competitive. We are working really hard to get the best talents that are there in the market. It's not easy nowadays to get hand on talents, especially in the tech space. It's very scarce and they are very limited. That's why our people are important and elevating our technology stack is really important. This is how we address the competition in the market.
So why did you choose to partner with Oracle to advance some of these capabilities?
Of course, as you know, Oracle is one of the biggest in the industry, and for us, choosing Oracle was not something new. We work with Oracle since the inception of Do. Oracle was a vendor that provided us with a lot of solutions, with ERP solutions, with Oracle databases, and when we came to ICT and we wanted to build our cloud stack, Oracle had fit all the purposes that we're looking at. The value proposition that Oracle brought with Oracle Alloy was a key differentiator in the offering that we'd like to have in the market. And there was no one competing them in that space had a similar offering. That's why we chose signing this deal with Oracle and having Oracle Alloy.
We're going to come back to that in just a second, but also I want to understand if there are some strategic benefits that you're getting by having such a large footprint, all of the applications and the cloud, all with one provider like Oracle.
See, as you know that in the traditional way of our offerings before, we are always limited with our offerings. And our clients, being in UAE, embracing the latest technology, especially the government and the public sector, they were always comparing us with hyperscalers. And they were always telling us, you guys are lacking when it comes to capabilities. But unfortunately, because they have sensitive data that cannot move to the public cloud and require a sovereign environment, we were seeking such an opportunity where we can have a technology provider that can provide us with a proper stack, where we can provide our clients with what they want. That's why this choice that we have chosen with Oracle was the right choice for us.
Right. So let's talk about Alloy then. So Alloy is our cloud that you can actually provide to your own customers, and you chose to work on a deal with Oracle, and you're getting advantages from what you just said around data sovereignty and data residency, and the ability to then, I'm guessing, based on what you said, offer other services to your customers on top of that. Talk about what that means.
In simple terms, in one answer, we can be a national hyperscaler, as simple as that. Oracle Alloy is a replica of the Oracle OCI public region.
All the features and functions of a regular Oracle.
Everything is there.
Yes.
So by having this, we can claim that we are a national hyperscaler. And this was the ambition from day one. So we will move from being at the lowest part of the value chain of offering only traditional hardware for people to shift their workloads to the top of the value chain, where we can provide managed services on top of the applications, on top of the hardware offerings that we have, all the AI advancements that are there in the market now. So this is a key differentiator for us in our journey.
And do you have plans to offer specific AI services to your customers?
Of course. The plan is we are going to wrap up Alloy with an AI cluster as well, which we are already in discussions with Oracle team to see how we can build the GPUs along with Alloy in order for us to provide the full stack of services to our clients. Today, as you know, clients have different requirements. Certain clients would like to have a full GPU for them. Other clients will tell you, you know what, I need it for an hour. There are other clients that will tell you, you know what, I don't need GPUs, I need an application that helps me with.
Right.
So our job as a service provider to provide the full suite stack of AI capabilities.
Now, when you were on stage for the opening keynote, you talked about how now you have to start acting like a hyperscaler. What does that mean? What does acting like a hyperscaler mean?
It means a lot. A lot of changes have happened. From the day we signed Oracle Alloy, the mindset change with our team is different. The way we design our solutions, the way we price our solutions, the amount of features that are there in the hyperscaler cloud is way more dense than what we were offering before. So that's the major shift that we need to have. Plus, the hyperscalers thinks always in a way where you should always move your value on top of the stack. You need to provide applications. You need to provide managed services on top of the applications. You need to have the right people that serve this purpose. So those are all the changes that we are embracing today within our organization.
And I would imagine you also have customers who will have needs that you can't even anticipate right now. So you have to build some agility into some of those offerings.
Of course. You are absolutely right. And this is the beauty. Before, with the traditional way of our offering, sometimes we have requirements that we cannot fulfill because we are either running out of hardware or the software is having an issue or we don't have that feature. But imagine with having Alloy, that's not there anymore. It's like a normal public cloud where you enter to a certain portal and you get your requirements, you put your credit card and you enjoy the service. As simple as that.
Yeah. Well, we're here in Dubai, as we talked about at the top. What's the benefit of having an Oracle event like this right here in the UAE? And what would you tell other customers about attending an event like this in your home country?
Who can avoid UAE today and who can avoid Dubai? You should be in Dubai and UAE. As you know that our country is embracing the latest technologies. Our country is forefronting a lot of advancements when it comes to the AI space. Last week, maybe you heard the announcement that happened in Arena in Abu Dhabi. UAE is building a renewable energy of 6 gigawatt. And the purpose of this is only to serve AI and data center. The amount of spend that our government is doing in technology is huge. That's why having such event in such a place, grab all the knowledge, grab all the people, bring the right audience. So it's really important to be here.
Well, we were very glad to have you here. We are getting closer and closer, working more together, and we look forward to more.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for hosting me.
We're glad to have you. When we return, I will be here with Maz Songerwala, and we'll be talking about all of the innovations across Fusion Cloud applications.
What is uniquely challenging, I think, specifically in the ICT space, the competition is really tough. You need to have a very solid partnership ecosystem that support you to deliver whatever your customer needs are. I think the flexibility that Oracle provide you in using the cloud they have is enormous. There is a lot of innovation that can happen on top of it. That's why we are investing in this partnership, and we are really keen to see this happening as soon as possible.
I'm here with Senior Vice President of Oracle Application Service Excellence, Maz Songerwala. Thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me, Fritz.
Okay, a lot to kind of unpack from your keynote here at CloudWorld Dubai, CloudWorld Tour Dubai. What would you say is like the number one takeaway?
Well, you know, we covered a lot. And a lot of it starts with the philosophy around how we build applications at Oracle. It starts with delivering everything our customers need, both in the front office, in the back office, as well as with industries, and built on top of innovation that actually matters, not technology for technology's sake. This is where AI comes in. So we talked a lot about AI features, both generative and agentic, which are now being embedded into our various software products to actually allow customers accelerate and enable business outcomes. And we talked about how we're committed to customer success, regardless of where they're at on their journey, whether they just started implementing, whether they've been live for a few years and now considering the next set of things to go do. We saw a number of demos of some of our new AI agents across sales, finance, supply chain, HR, and really my most fun part was hearing from our customers themselves about their cloud journeys, what they've done to successfully leverage our applications to not only enable their businesses, but also transform their businesses.
Well, let's talk about AI, because that's the topic of the day. You talked about customers. Everybody wants to get the value, the benefit out of AI. What makes Oracle a great partner to start to get that value out of this great technology now?
Yeah, so this is an area when we talk about complete suite and our overall architecture, we're one of those companies which actually have apps as well as technology, and our apps use that technology. So we remove the burden of technical debt from our customers because our apps are using the latest and greatest innovations across the board, whether that's in our infrastructure, our database, our AI services, it's privacy and security. So we are able to inherit those capabilities as our OCI teams are looking at what's the most popular and most effective large language models right now. What are the best ways of doing retrieval augmented generation? And as we see that landscape evolve, and those capabilities now come into OCI, our applications immediately get able to take advantage of those, right, via API calls. We do that to then deliver specialized context-specific recommendations using customer data.
Right.
We are able to build extensibility so customers can bring their own AI capabilities to bear. And as we learn, and this landscape is going to continue to evolve, what's the best, we're able to very quickly take this up into our applications and then deliver that as part of quarterly updates to our customers, and they can use it immediately.
Well, it's really interesting because I hear all the other software companies talking about how it's going to cost this much more. What about us?
No, we don't charge for AI. So you have to remember, applications enable business process. The outcome is the value. AI is just a technology which enriches and enables that outcome. Faster, better, smarter, however you want to define it. So consequently, whenever you have a technology advancement, if it allows you to close your books faster, if it allows you to do payroll quicker, if it allows you to staff a role that you're hiring for in a much more optimal way, that's still the outcome we're looking for. So as these advancements come to market, we take advantage of those so that the outcome our customers are buying our apps for get delivered. So all of these AI capabilities we talk about within apps is part of the subscription.
It's just part of what you have. It's like adding features.
Well, exactly. And we deliver quarterly updates, right? So hundreds of features every quarter new based on customer feedback of what's important to them. So consequently, when we deliver that, then it's a conversation with our customers around, okay, let's talk to you about how you can leverage these features to accelerate this particular, excel in this particular business process.
So pop quiz, how many AI features in our Fusion applications now?
Well, that's a number which continues to rise. We had 50 for generative AI last year, a calendar year ago.
Right.
Now we have over 100. We have 50 plus AI agents either in the product today or soon to be delivered, and we get our customers to provide feedback. Like, what are the other areas that they'd like to see us invest in, or are either tasks which are manual or too difficult to do, and that's what shapes what we will deliver.
Tell us a bit about autonomous work powered by AI agents. You mentioned agents in the beginning. What agents are available across Fusion apps, and how are those things and things like autonomous work benefiting customers? Yeah,
so when we saw generative AI, it was really reactive, I would say, where we're providing recommendations for a human to then act upon, usually good for generating language, a job description that you would then review and post. With autonomous work, and AI agents specifically, we're able to take a more proactive approach. So the software itself can not only leverage large language models, but also retrieval augmented generation, RAG, to actually take over individual pieces of a business process or provide recommendations for what to do next to a particular individual. And this is, again, tied to things which in the past have been very manual or very difficult to go do. We saw a demo of somebody querying a benefits agent to really understand, based on my tenure and my prior elections and my specific plans, what would be the best set of options for me? And we did this in a way that this agent was able to query and find out all the answers which are relevant to this particular employee, and do so in a way where the actual data of the plan, which you could go to in detail, never left the secure Oracle database. Or we saw an agent which allowed I/O for documents. If you can imagine, when you're looking at a supplier quote, I need to create a purchase order, and language is one where there's an issue. For example, it's in Japanese or Arabic. it allowed the I/O to be automatically done with the agent, so that the actual task the individual employee had to do was the higher value activity.
Right.
So agents allow elements of work to be done in a completely autonomous way, which again accelerates the outcome we're looking for that business process.
Right, and lifts the burden off the user.
Yeah, at least the things which may be more tedious or not high value, right? We all have things that we do on a day-to-day basis, which is like, wow, this could be so much easier than it actually is. If only I was making the decision now and not having to pull everything together.
Right.
Another example is for talent reviews, right? If you're having a talent review conversation with your team about employees, the amount of heavy lifting it is to capture feedback about the individual, go talk to a lot of people, set up the meetings. We have an agent that does all of that. It assesses performance based on the tool sets we already have in our HR cloud. It sets up appropriate meetings with stakeholders to gauge feedback. It auto-populates a 9-box so you can actually have a conversation about your talent as opposed to spending 70% of your time creating the content to have a conversation about your talent.
So what's next for AI agents?
Well, we're going to continue to learn from our customers, right? We get 80% of our feedback around what goes into our roadmap comes from our customers through Cloud Customer Connect, our community portal. And based on those conversations that are happening or suggestions from our customers, as well as client conversations, they'll really shape what are the areas or which business workflows would see the most benefit in any of our product areas, whether that's HR, finance, supply chain, sales, service, marketing, or even industry-specific applications. So we'll continue to see a lot more features roll out, both generative and agentic, over the next several quarters.
Well, let's take a look outside of AI. So besides that, what other exciting innovations are coming to Fusion applications, especially you just mentioned industry. What are we doing there?
Yeah, so look, more and more our customers have got end-to-end workflows enabled by Oracle, or their own third parties which have to then integrate. And feedback has been, wow, this is a pretty heavy burden to have to manage the individual pieces and have to flip from different screens or different apps to have something which should be end-to-end be delivered as end-to-end. So we're seeing a lot more integrations to make that experience extremely seamless, right? So that you can actually see from the very moment you start a business process, which may be very industry specific,
yeah,
which then ultimately has to show up in, a financial statement,
sure,
or an employee-related task, for example, time cards. How do we do that so that it's one place to go, one experience that the individual has to have so that they can focus on what they have to do, which is their business, not the machinations of having to do input-output. So more and more customers will see an end-to-end seamless experience across not only the generic use cases you have for front office and back office, but very industry-specific ones too.
As we wrap up here in Dubai, why is an event like this so important for the Fusion application community?
Well, this is as much about community than anything else, right? Yeah, sure, it's good to hear about what Oracle is doing, what's coming out in the future. But what when I talk to customers, what I hear is the ability to talk to others about their experiences, what they're using the technology for, how they've overcome hurdles, right? It's not just the technology, but it's about change management. It's about how do you convince people that this is the new area they should be focusing on. That energy is really hard to replicate in a completely virtual way. So that's tremendous value. And any event like this, I think, helps just foster that community so that people can engage, network, and connect.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Maz.
It was a pleasure. Thank you, too.
Great. And right after this, we will be back to hear from Dulsco and how they're leveraging some of the innovations across Fusion applications that we've been talking about.
Enterprise applications without AI, that's like a car without wheels or a plane without wings. For almost a decade, Oracle has embedded AI within our applications at no extra cost across the entire suite. Fusion Cloud ERP, EPM, HCM, and CX, so you already have the AI to automate manual processes that slow you down, react to market shifts in real time, and stay ahead of the competition. This is your AI advantage. Get a free demo at oracle.com/applications. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am now here with Martin Bradley, the Group CFO of Dulsco Group. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
For those who don't know, let's start with an easy-ish question.
Okay.
What is Dulsco Group? What do you do?
Okay, so Dulsco Group is a 90-year-old company. It was formed in 1935 on the banks of the creek, so we're actually older than the country of the UAE itself.
Wow.
Right? So we are one of the oldest companies in the region. And what we do is actually we supply manpower across this region, we provide integrated waste management solutions across this region, and we also have a professional staffing business and a technical oil and gas manpower supply business in the UK, in Scotland, and that serves over 75 countries worldwide. The name Dulsco actually stands for Dubai Labour Supply Company, and it's based on the foundation of providing labour services in the UAE, and was one of the companies that really has helped the UAE grow and develop over the last 90 years.
So you guys provide quite a bit of solutions and services and quite a vast range at that. What are some of the challenges that come with running a business like this?
Well, we have 20,000 employees.
Ooh.
So it's about deploying and scheduling people. It's about trying to make sure that you don't have anyone idle. And when you've got 20,000 people, that is a huge challenge, right? It's also it's a logistical challenge because you're moving people. They're all at our customer sites, and we have over 3,000 customers. So you're moving 20,000 people in 7 different Emirates across different companies through our transportation. So we've got buses, we've got roads. We also provide with our waste business, we collect waste. So we have vehicles on the road going around communities and collecting waste, and you're trying to maximise the vehicle load as you're doing this. And then you've got the treatment of waste. So you've got the vehicles all then going to different locations in the UAE to treat and dispose of the waste. So you have a huge logistical operational challenge, just from an operational perspective, but the business is so large that's really one of the major elements of the challenge on the business.
So then as the CFO, what are your top priorities in overcoming these logistical challenges?
So we've actually just we've completed phase 1 of a digital transformation project to bring in Oracle Fusion, and there's a number of advantages in why we've done that. But if I say that the focus has been around automation, so automation of rostering and scheduling and deployment of people. So again, with the 20,000 people, there's a solution through Oracle where that automates that for us. It takes away the bias from myself or yourself wanting to roster your friends in priority of other people, and it makes sure everyone is rostered as much as possible. And it uses algorithms in AI to build the roster patterns and the deployment schedules. The same thing happens for the vehicles when it's collecting waste. We have 10,000, 20,000 more than that bins across the UAE, and there are automated routes. The most automated way to optimize fuel efficiency, vehicle collection capacity, and collect waste from different routes, from different bins, and that's all using Oracle technologies.
Wow, so let's dive into that a little bit. I'm hearing operational efficiency and automation is the name of the game. How are Oracle Fusion Cloud applications helping you achieve this?
So, I mean, I've given you an example there of the operational part of the business, but I'll even just go as simple as the finance, because obviously I'm the CFO.
Right.
We had a legacy system, over 26 different apps that were made in-house.
Oh my gosh.
So we had one major brand, which was our financial system. But it only provided limited options and limited service to us. All these other apps were built in-house by our IT team to meet demands and challenges, whether it's billing, scheduling, deployment, rostering, anything and everything, because solutions didn't exist back in like the 90s or the 80s.
Right.
So they were designed. Now the challenge with that comes when you've got 26 apps that don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do very similar things. And so you have multiple teams doing very, very similar and very much passover jobs and connected jobs. And you move to Oracle and you simplify it. And I'll give you one simple example which comes out of this process, which is procure to pay cycle. So Oracle has procure to receipt and it has invoice to pay. That's a linear, integrated, automated process, and as one system. It's a single source of truth, and it has a massive advantage, which we obviously take advantage of, and that's just a simple process.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I want to hear about what are all the applications then. You gave us an example of one of these processes, but what are the Fusion Cloud applications you're using, and how do they all work together? How does that help you overcome that, the 26 separate, disparate systems that weren't speaking to each other?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a great question because there's so much in it. We use an app called OTM, and that's essentially doing all of our route managing, route planning for our business. It's working purposely for our integrated waste management vehicles, and it will also be used for our workforce vehicles, because we've got a fleet of over 300 buses that bus people every day to different locations.
OTM is transportation management.
Yes, right. So there's a number of things we do there. We have an Oracle developed solution called Workforce Scheduler, and Workforce Scheduler, it was used by I think it was the UK government or the UK councils, and we saw this as a great opportunity for us because it was about manpower deployment and controlling and managing manpower, geofencing for example, and having online approvals of timesheets, something that's alien to my business before now. So you have customer engagement and customer interactions, and this Workforce Scheduler then automates deployment, scheduling and rostering. So these two apps are phenomenally powerful. And one of the reasons that we ultimately chose Oracle.
Right. So you guys work on, I'm hearing HCM, I'm hearing ERP, OTM, SCM. Do you guys use CX?
Yes.
So you're all of these different Fusion Cloud applications. What benefits has Dulsco realized working on an integrated cloud platform like this?
Yeah, so great question. I for myself, when we started this journey, I was the only one in the whole company that had knowledge of end-to-end ERP integration. And this is 20,000 people, and I'm trying to do this transformation, and it was a massive challenge for us.
Not easy.
So I mean, it's been a great experience. And it's trying to get people to understand the simplicities of integration. I get it, I understand it, the guys in Oracle get it, but there's a team of people that don't. So there are just so many changes and challenges that we have to go through, and we've had to go through to reach there. But the end-to-end has just been a fantastic thing for us. Yeah,
I can imagine, especially like you said, going from 26 different applications to an all integrated, all under one umbrella. That's a big gain there. Okay, final question here. Couldn't let you leave without asking about AI. How do you plan, or how are you leveraging AI within Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications?
So we're using a chatbot just now, and the chatbot's obviously using AI technology. We are seeing, and that's again a big game changer for us from these 26 home-built apps. It's phenomenal, it's great, and it's giving us answers and solutions that is not involving people's time, and so it's generative AI, and it's doing a great job for us at the moment. And we see potential AI advantages in waste management. So we're talking about visual aids. So we're looking at in terms of identifying whether bins are full or empty, and using different technologies. And this is not today, but we're seeing opportunities for innovation in these fields as one other area. And we're also using AI. So we're using it in the credit control system as a specific example for finance, where you're trying to assess someone's credit worthiness, and that's through continually working with them. So we're providing you with services, and you're paying me, then you're not paying me, and your credit rating all uses AI technology today that's inbuilt in Oracle to then churn out a new rating based upon your own performance. So it's even revolving, or it's not involving a human intervention to say, does this look good, does this, and normally it was a judgmental, but it's giving you an indicator, and it's giving you the suggestion, which is great. It's a big improvement for us.
Well, that's some great benefits. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, and thanks for being with us here at CloudWorld Tour Dubai.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, now we are going to let you hear a little bit more about your AI advantage with Fusion Cloud Applications. The best AI comes from the best data, and that's your data in a unified suite. With built-in AI, Fusion Cloud ERP can automate standard transactions, better predict business outcomes, and optimize cash flow. Fusion Cloud HCM redefines what a great employee experience is, from recruiting to benefits to performance management. And Fusion Cloud SCM gives you a smart supply chain platform that can automatically respond to changing market conditions. Get a free demo at oracle.com/applications. Welcome back, everyone. I now have the pleasure of sitting down with our Executive Vice President of Database Engineering, Hasan Rizvi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, to start here, what do you hope our attendees here at CloudWorld Tour Dubai take away from your keynote today?
So in the database, our database strategy is really focused on how we are removing complexity and a lot of work from our customers, which really reduces their costs significantly. It enables them to go to market faster, and it results in a better solution, lowers their operational risk because this solution is more available, more secure, and more resilient.
Okay, I want to kind of peel that back a little bit and start at the beginning. What are the top challenges our customers are facing when it comes to data management?
So if you look at the enterprise today, the data lives in 3, 4, sometimes 5 different types of databases. There are relational databases, JSON databases, graph databases, data warehouses, data lakes. And while the application, the person who's using the application sees a nice screen which has all the data on it, there's a lot of complexity that has to be dealt with to make that happen. Developers have to navigate this maze on a daily basis. IT departments have to struggle with securing and managing this sprawl, if you will. And our customers' best minds are really spending their days trying to run the system instead of doing the business innovation.
Right.
So that's the challenge. I should add, now they have to worry about adding AI to this mix. And AI comes with its own new database.
Right.
So they have to do the work to engineer that into their existing environment. And that's kind of what we see as the big challenges our customers face.
So how is Oracle looking to simplify this?
So what happens, the reason this complexity exists is because each component is kind of separately developed, and it goes to our customers to have to make it work together. So if you have a new component that comes in, you have to figure out how to secure it, how to make the data management, how to operate it. At Oracle, we are engineering these components together at Oracle because we want to remove that complexity. We want to do it once at Oracle and make that available to our customer so that they can then, if something new happens, it's already layered in because we've done the work.
Right. Now, part of that is our recent announcement around Exadata X11M, right?
Yes.
Can you tell our audience a bit about that and the benefits our customers will see with it?
So one of the things that we've done for many years is also engineer the hardware and software together.
Right.
Because hardware obviously keeps improving and we can take better advantage of it if we engineer it together. So we've developed Exadata many years ago, very popular, lots of mission critical applications in the world use it. And so X11M is the latest release. Every year we release, or approximately every year we release a new model. And really it continues the tradition of really improving the performance and availability and recovery. And it takes advantage of the latest hardware, processors, memory, networking, and really delivers extremely high performance. And it kind of raises the bar both relative to the older versions of Exadata, but also relative to its competition, which is open hardware or other cloud services.
Right.
And on the software side, we've also done a lot of improvements, better support for AI with vector searches, better power management. Power is a big deal because of how much it consumes. So we've done a lot of work to improve the power management as well as recovery times, because again, it's very focused on mission critical attributes.
Right, a lot of benefits there. Okay, so switching gears, another big announcement is multi-cloud, running Oracle Autonomous Database in all of the biggest cloud providers, including AWS, Google, and Azure. Can you tell us why are we focusing on this right now? And again, what benefits do our customers see from it?
So our customers have been asking for this, and of course it's taken us a little time because we wanted to engineer it so that we can ensure that the performance is there and all the mission critical attributes. But really our customers are choosing their public clouds based on what they would like to have in their environment. We have customers who like to run their infrastructure or applications in Azure, in Google, in AWS. And what this now allows them is to take the Oracle database and run it in those clouds, and with that move their applications over, which use the Oracle database. And again, we've done a lot of the work to make sure that this performs really well. So it's really all about giving our customers flexibility. The other thing that I would mention is that our customers can use the cloud credits they have with these vendors. They have contracts and they have commitments with these vendors. Now they can use those to pay for the Oracle services as well.
Right. Okay, now let's talk Database 23AI. Can you tell us about some of the biggest innovations coming out of that?
So 23AI is a major release which we do every few years. It's got, I think, over 300 different capabilities. A big focus was AI. AI is obviously front of mind with the type of promise that it has in terms of helping our customers with their businesses. So we've really focused 23AI on the AI components. Vector database or vector support for vectors and vector search is one capability. Being able to select using natural language, so select AI, which you can use natural language to query the database. We have support for open standards like Onyx, frameworks like LangChain to enable our customers to develop very quickly. Exadata, as I mentioned, has new capabilities to increase the performance. And then, from a developer perspective, it's really focused on how we enable customers. So data engineers can have machine learning models and algorithms built in. So it's really helping our customers get to their, promise of AI. And our strategy really has been around bringing AI to the database or to your data, as opposed to having to take the data out and then have the complexity that it entails.
Right, which is a differentiator for us, really.
Absolutely. We don't want our customers to have to take everything out and move it and create the complexity. We'll bring all the AI capabilities to their data.
Right. I want to hit on a couple different areas that you just talked about. One of those being AI vector search, being a huge component of 23 AI. Can you tell us, how is this helping our customers run queries easier and faster?
So traditionally, relational databases have been really good at supporting structured content, purchase orders, dates, numbers, and being able to search them. And these are exact matches. You look for a purchase order which has this number. What relational databases have not been good at is being able to search through unstructured or human generated content like documents and images, and that's a big part of what applications deal with these days. So what a vector allows you to do is to be able to represent the semantic meaning of objects, of documents, of images. So for example, if you have two pictures of cats, it will create the semantic meaning that this is a picture of a cat, it's a brown colored cat, it's indoors. So now, once you do that, you can now do similarity searches and you can say, hey, give me all the pictures of cats, and it knows how to compare these images and give you all the pictures of cats, give me all the pictures of cats that are outdoor, etc., etc. So it really allows you to now do similarity searches on human-centric data as opposed to just structured data.
And you also hit on RAG. How are we enabling RAG application development?
So RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, is a very popular use case, if you will, which allows people to develop chatbots and various kinds of agents. And the way that typically works is that you have to take your data out from wherever it is, give it to a vector database to convert it to vectors, and then have the LLM, or the large language model, use those vectors or that representation to be able to do a query. With what we now enable is that your data stays in the database, and you can basically use the database with vector representation of your data as just another column in your table. And now when you build your RAG, let's say a customer service agent, which is trying to answer questions on the most common problems, and it has a whole bunch of documents it needs to search. Now you can do that without having to move the data and just give that vector representation or the top matches to the large language module directly from the database.
Wow, again, just a huge efficiency gain there. Okay, finally, the last area that I wanted to hit on was GenDev. You talked about like some of this being groundbreaking and having groundbreaking technologies involved in this. Tell me a little bit about what we're doing to evolve data development and app dev to be more AI-centric.
So, there's a big promise right now of AI helping generate or develop applications. And all the examples you see, what I would call are kind of simpler applications. Enterprise applications have a much higher set of requirements on security, consistency, reliability. And large language models are not good necessarily at being able to do that. They end up hallucinating, they end up making up stuff. So what we are focused on is how do we enable enterprises to do enterprise application development using AI, which means breaking the problem down and really leveraging the AI for what it's really good at, and having humans support it with what humans do really well.
Right.
So GenDev is basically our way of supporting that and creating giving our developers an extremely efficient way of matching the capabilities and the power of an LLM with what people do best.
Right. We're getting to the point of just application development in the click of a button here.
we hope so.
Yeah,
we hope so.
One day.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Hasan, so much for joining us here today at CloudWorld Tour Dubai.
Thank you so much for having me.
AI needs data, lots and lots of data, but that data needs to be secure, trusted, and instantly accessible. So I'm excited to tell you about the all-new Oracle Database 23 AI. Now, instead of maintaining multiple databases and having to move your data to get AI-fueled insights, you're bringing AI straight to your data in one secure database. Plus, perform AI vector searches and retrieval augmented generation directly in the database. Get a free test drive at oracle.com/database.
And that is a wrap from Oracle CloudWorld Tour Dubai 2025. Fritz, what was your top takeaway from the day?
Well, I think one of the more interesting things was the minister's address at the very beginning of the day in the opening keynote, and he talked about how young this city still is. There were people in the room older than this city, and so much investment is happening. It's moving so rapidly. By the time we're back here next year, I mean, I can't wait to see what happens.
I know, same. I actually love hearing how the companies here are really driving innovation with our technology, like OCI, like Database 23 AI, all of the things that we're offering, and the impact it's had specifically here in the region. It is really, really cool to see.
Yeah, and we were here at a great time of year. It's really cool. I recommend everybody come visit at this time of year.
And hey, if you attended CloudWorld Tour Dubai, either in person, virtually, or you just got the content from us, tell us what your top takeaway was from the day as well. You can use the comments on whatever platform you're tuning in from.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And if you want more great content like this, give us a follow, a like, a swipe, a little elbow nudge. Subscribe, thank you. For more great interviews, product demonstrations, explainers, and lots of thought leadership content.
In fact, Oracle TV is staying on the road. We started here in Dubai, but we will be going global with CloudWorld Tours. We'll be hitting London, Sydney, and New York with our grand finale in Las Vegas. So make sure you stay tuned, and we can't wait to see you then. Bye.